What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today with an update to one of our most popular videos, and it is the Secret Samurai loop. So at the end of this video, we are going to go through the combo again, but ultimately, it's not necessarily the same. I've just kind of figured out more lines of play that you can go down that I'll kind of show off in that one. But there has been some decently significant changes to the main deck in terms of like consistency. So this has gotten a lot better in about, I think it was about 6 months, 7 months it's been since we've taken a look at this, so it has changed quite a lot. But as always, before we do get started, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people. And let's get on into the deck profile. Okay, so starting us off, as always, the man who makes everything work, kind of. He's not the most important card, but he is very good in terms of searching the starters and everything. That is 3 copies of Kizaru. Generally, just when he hits the field as a special summon, you search. You kind of need him to be special summoned. Normal summoning him is bad for the combo. So yeah, you need to find a way to special summon the Kizaru to get it going. Then we've got 3 copies of Kageki. This is hopefully a primary normal summon that you're then going to special summon Kizaru with. Overall, just a fantastic card for 6 Samurai in general, but in this build, it's very good. Then we've got 2 copies of Hatsume. Hatsume is the card you special summon off your Isolde. You just kind of use it to get stuff back onto the field to give you the 4 monsters you need to start the loop. Then we've got 1 copy of Legendary Secret of the 6 Samurai. I was playing 2 before because like you didn't mind if you draw it, but now I'm like, why not just play 1? Because you don't mind if you draw it. So yeah, we're now down to 1 copy of Legendary Secret. This is the card you search off your Kizaru in the combo, but the combo will be at the end, so we will take you guys through that. Then we've got 3 copies of Kizan, the Loop Boy. He will just infinitely hit himself on the board and turn into whatever you need him to be. Same with the Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. You only need 1 of this one because like the 4s are much more important for everything than this. Then we've got the cards that are the loop itself in the 2 copies of Mizuho and the 2 copies of Shinai. When you control 1, you can special summon the other for free. And when 1 is tributed, it reborns 1, or adds 1 back from grave. So yeah, you can tribute, pop, and loop. Then we've got 1 copy of Shian Squire. If you draw this, your combos will be insane. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to search it as far as I'm aware. If you do know a way to search this, comment it down below, definitely. Then we've got the 1 copy of Fuma. This is what you're going to use on your second Sayuja summon to get you into some synchro plays. Then after that, next off, we've got 3 copies of Fiery Flint Lady. This is the newest card in the deck. Does just make your combos so much better, because all of a sudden you have a way to just special summon your Kizaru if you're kind of stuck, and then the Kizaru can't be impermed or veiled, which is amazing. Then for the spells, we've got 1 copy of Gateway of the 6 Samurai. Card's amazing. Could go back to 3 if it wants to. Then we've got 3 copies of Shiin Dojo. Just like free special summon is always good. Gets your combos going again. Consistency card in 3 copies of Smoke Signal. Searches for your Kageki and then makes your plays go round. We are just playing 1 copy of Durandal in our equip spell lineup. This can also search your fire in Mizuho, and there are some alternative ways to do the loop when you're getting that. Then we've got 1 DDR, 1 Living Fossil, and 1 Phoenix Blade for our other 3 equip spells. You need to have 3 in deck to resolve your Isolde the way you want it to resolve, so if you don't have that, you've probably lost. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Then for the flex, we've got 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Astral Force. If Zexal gets banned in December, you cut this first. Like, of course. You actually end up with a lot of space in the extra deck if Zexal gets banned, so not the end of the world. Then we've got 1 copy of Rhoda for the consistency, and 1 copy of 1-for-1 to try and get you that Shian Squire. It's just really, really important to get that Shian Squire out when you're doing the full combo, because it makes it so much better. And then we've got 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More, finishing out our spell lineup. You can decide this out if you're going first, but this deck struggles to play through multiple disruptions, so 3 Dark Ruler No More is the best way to go to just turn off those monsters and then go home. You will also have something like infinite attack, so you can just beat over anything you want. And then you've got 1 copy of Royal Decree to round out the main deck. Next off, we've got the extra deck, and of course, it is 2 copies of Battle Shogun. You will use both of these in the combo, so you can't exactly play this at 1, but you also don't need to play this at 3, because you're not going to be going back to the combo. Then we've got 1 copy of Isolde. You're never ever going to resolve 2. If you don't resolve the first one, you've probably lost. Like, there are some still cute things you can do outside of resolving your Isolde, but you kind of need it to make the world go round. Then we've got 2 copies of Saryuja. One is necessary for the combo, the other is not. The other is a part of the Zexal package, so if Zexal gets banned, this is a card you can cut. Then we've got one copy of Appaloosa, a link monster that you can just kind of condense your board down into for negations. Then for the Zexal package again, we've got one Rebarian Shark, one Utopia, and the one Zexal. You can use this to stack the rank up magic on your Sayuja, which is why the second Sayuja can be cut if you don't need it. Then for rank 4s, we've got one Dogaris, gets you cards back from the graveyard, or gets your monster back from the graveyard. The one Alimbertian, this can search any trap you want, which is why we play the one Royal Decree. And the one Dweller to floodgate out the extra deck, the graveyard, not the extra. Imagine if this floodgated the extra deck, that'd be even better. Then we've got one copy of Leviair, just to bring back the stuff that you banish off the Phoenix Blade. It helps you kind of facilitate both Doug to get into your Alimbertian and then your Dweller as well later. The Dweller not so much, but it is big to get that fourth material for the Alimbertian. Then we've got one copy of Xian and one copy of Nat Beast to round out the extra deck. You can make either or in the combo. If you do have Xian Squire, you can make both. Okay, it is zoom out time, which means it is time to show off the combo. So for the combo, typically these two cards will do the whole thing. There are multiple ways you can establish the loop, but this is the simplest way to do it. So starting us off, you're going to go with the normal summon of the Kigeki. The Kigeki will then summon your Kizaru. Your Kizaru will search... My apologies, I probably should have stacked this up. But then we've got the one legendary secret is what you're going to search there. Then you will link these two off for your copy of Isolde. Your Isolde search can be anything. I probably normally search a Kigeki, just as like a bit of follow-up on the next turn. But the one Kigeki, you do also need a discard, and the Kigeki being your discard is pretty good. Then after this, you're going to resolve the effect, sending 3. It doesn't really matter which 3 you're going to send. For now, we'll just send like the primary 3. And then your special summon will get you a Hatsume. Hatsume does need to go in this far zone, so please remember to put it over there. It at least needs to go in one of these two. If it's over here, you're kind of ruined. And then, because you've special summoned the Hatsume, you can now special summon your legendary secret. You can now link these two off for your Battle Shogun. And now your Battle Shogun will discard to get you Gateway, which will be in the center here. So we've got one Gateway. You now activate the Gateway straight away, and then we're going to need some counters. So Hatsume can now trigger, banishing out the Kigeki and the Legendary Secret. Of course, if you do resolve this combo with only like a generic warrior and the Kigeki, so like if you use like Fiery Flint Lady for example, the Kigeki discard that off your Battle Shogun is like kind of needed. So you're going to use those two, and then you get your Kizaru back to the field. Your Kizaru will now trigger to get you the fire. Of course, we have added counters at this point, so that doesn't get it. Yeah, that can get a counter. Yeah, so we go 1 and 2, and then we're going to link these two off for the second copy of Battle Shogun, which will go us to 4. We can now resolve the effect of Gateway once to get us a Kizaru, a Kizan. Special summon this Kizan to get this to 3 and this to 2. Reduce this down to 1 to go and get you a Grandmaster. Grandmaster will now hit board, allowing you to go into a Sayuja. But of course, remember to get your 2 because it's important that you remember every token, every counter at this point. Now you get yourself the Sayuja. Of course, you don't have the draw effect, you just have the special. You will use it to special summon the Mizuho, putting you to 4 and to 2. You can now remove the 4 to go and get you one Sinai. Shinai summon, putting you to 2. Remove the 4 to go and get you a second copy of Shinai. Special summon it, putting you to 2. And now the loop is established. So your Mizuho contribute the Shinai to pop itself. Your Shinai will resolve, adding your Mizuho back to the hand, and then because you control the second Shinai, you special summon it. Every time you go to the zone that the Battle Shogun points to, it gains another counter, as well as your gateway will go up by 2, but the gateway is where you're going to be removing the counters from to keep the infinite loop going. So your gateway, add back, summon back 2 more. You will infinitely just kind of resolve that until you hit a point where the Battle Shogun can have as many counters as you want. Don't keep doing this combo like with your opponent there, because it is going to take all day. Just declare how many counters you're going to have. The gateway, keeping track of it, sorry, is semi-important at this point, because if you want to do an Appaloosa play and go for both Dweller and Zexal in the combo, you do kind of need to remove your Battle Shogun, and that means you need to track the gateway's counters. So I believe at this point, when you're at this board state, there are 4 counters on gateway. So we're going to go from here to show you the rest of the combo. So gateway is going to have, the Battle Shogun is going to be infinite. As long as this remains face up on the board, we can use infinite counters. So starting us off, we are going to overlay these 2 for a Leviair. Might position that Leviair just over here because it's going to make it a bit nicer for getting those extra counters. We will use the Phoenix Blade effect, banishing the Kizaru and probably the Hatsume. And then we can use the Leviair to go and special summon the Kizaru back to the field. Kizaru can trigger if you want it to, really. Because, like, you just infinitely search this. So you'll search the Mizuho. At this point, we may as well vomit and get everything out of deck. So you can go the Battle Shogun. You can really thin out the deck as much as you would like here. So, go the Kizarus. Literally just get everything out of the deck. It does make, like, when you resolve the second Sayuja a bit good, because you can, like, put back everything and then add it all again. So we'll just get everything out of the deck. That was probably a bit messy, actually. And we can add back the stuff from grave. We'll kind of put the unnecessary stuff at the bottom of the hand here. So we have the necessary stuff is just your Kizans and your Grandmaster. You'll also need that Fuma at some point. And this Mizuho is not terrible to have as well. So, you know, you can special summon your Mizuho at this point and overlay the 2 for a Ribarian Shark. We can now use probably the Grandmaster to summon himself to the field. So we'll keep that stuff there. Keeping track of this gateway, we've abandoned it at this point, but the gateway is going to be more than enough because it's only like 2 summons that you're conducting after. So we can now go and link 4 for the second copy of Sayuja. This Sayuja will chain block with the you will chain block the Sayuja, sorry, with the Ribarian Shark. The Ribarian Shark effect will put the rank up magic on top of your deck so that you draw it, and then you can just kind of keep it there. If you want to, you can put back the 3 Kizans to the bottom of the deck with the Sayuja, and then just add them all back if you like the look of the cards that you've been given. So that's always something to keep in mind. This Sayuja, you do need it to special summon the Fuma here, so you'll special summon your Fuma, and then you will go and get 2 copies of Kizan. Probably add back that Grandmaster as well, because you can. Okay, so now at this point, the Shien is probably your best route to go down. Keeping this Kizaru here is very important. So we're going to sync those guys off for the Shien. And then we can go and generate this Grandmaster onto the board. So at this point, yeah, perfect. So we're going to end on that flawlessly. You're going to remove the Battle Shogun at this point. If you don't feel comfortable removing the Battle Shogun, you can. The Gateway will have more than enough counters because you just kind of need to get a couple of Kizans onto the board. So you're going to turn those into a 4-negate Appaloosa. Then you're going to use that Gateway to get you the Kizans that you need. So you go 1 and 2 on those Kizans. And then you can go and overlay these 2 for... Oh, we did miss a little bit in that combo there. We could go back to, but we won't. Do we? We end up on the same end board anyway. We just haven't searched a trap card, which is a bit rough. We'll reset back a little bit. So these can go back to grave. That remains there, I believe. So we'll have those. The Appaloosa will be back here. We have that and that. I think we were... This was our board state? Probably. My apologies if it's not the board state. We've ruined it at this point, yeah. Yeah, we've misplayed a little bit here, but we're still going to end on the same end board where it's not going to have the search involved. So, yeah, we'll go for the Appaloosa. We'll vomit the Kizans. And then you just kind of overlay for Dweller and overlay for your Zexal lock. So you go that, discarding that. You still have a heap of cards in hand for next turn. I suppose you can kind of make this stuff next turn, which is always solid. But yeah. So ideally in this combo, earlier before I made the error, you would make your Alan Bershin to search your trap card. So you just kind of use that to add the Royal Decree. And then you'd kind of be immune to impermanence, but you have the Sheehan anyway, so you can just like go Zexal, they negate, you go Sheehan, and then away you go. But that will wrap us up here for the deck profile for this one. So if you do want to see this again in future, as always, comment down below. If you do have any like options that you can make during the combo that I haven't quite thought of, comment those guys down below as well, because there's like so many things that you can do with this. But as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.